Hello and welcome to another edition of the special magazine program around the Niger Delta, where we look into the current trends shaping the region. Do stay with us as we explore the dynamic cultural, economic, political, as well as environmental landscape of this vibrant region. Of course, opinion of experts and locals are also analyzed on the opportunities and challenges facing the Niger Delta today. Do stay tuned for an insightful and informative journey through one of Nigeria's most fascinating regions. I'm your host, Ikechukwu Juwe. Welcome. On this edition, Rivers Police recalled significant progress in investigation of slain divisional officer Agbashim's case. House of Representatives charges Transmission Company of Nigeria with power restoration to Yenagoa. Army uncovers family-run gun factory in Delta State. Oba of Benin expresses hope for Nigeria amid economic hardship. Edo State Deputy Governor Shuaibu drags Ighodalo Independent National Electoral Commission to court. Our big story will focus on the recent migration from Wike to Fubara's camp by grassroots coordinators of the People's Democratic Party. Those are some of the big stories making the rounds in the Niger Delta region today. But let's begin by telling you that the Rivers State Police Command has announced significant progress in the investigation into the tragic killing of SP Bako Agbashim, a former divisional police head officer of Ahoda Division in Rivers State. The State Police Command, in a statement issued by the Force Public Relations Officer SP Grace Iringe Koko, said it was observed that a targeted operation was conducted at the hideout of the deceased cult leader, Gift Okpara, popularly known as Tubaba, located within the forested area of Udemude community in Ahoda East local government area. SP Koko also stated that diligent search efforts led to a discovery of a burial site within the gang shrine where the remains of the slain police officer SP Bako Agbashim was found and subsequently excavated, including the skull of the deceased. The recovered remains have been transferred to the mortuary for scientific examination and genetic testing, aimed at establishing their identity through meticulous comparison with the samples obtained from the relatives of the late officer. In addition, ongoing endeavors are in progress to locate and recover the remaining parts of SP Bako Agbashim's body, suspected to have been buried in various undisclosed locations within the forest. The Commissioner of Police, CP Olatunji Disu, on behalf of the Rivers State Police Command, has commended the unwavering dedication and the resolute commitment exhibited by all officers involved in the operation. The command also expresses gratitude to the community members for their invaluable support throughout the investigative process. And joining us for a brief update is the Public Relations Officer in Rivers State, SP Grace Iringe Koko. Good morning to you, SP.
Good morning, sir.
It's great to have you, SP. Let's go straight. Are there any leads to the suspects involved in the DP's killing, the DSP's killing, from the recent operation?
Sorry, you said DSP?
Yes, DSP Agbashim.
He's not DSP, it's SP.
I beg your pardon, SP.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please. Can you tell us if there are leads?
If there is what?
Leads to the suspects involved in the SP's killing.
Recently, there was a press release that was issued about the late Gift Opera Tubaba, that was neutralized by the command through a combined effort by other security agencies and the police. A press release was brought out and a corpse was also displayed. Identification on the corpse were also noted by his tattoo and his gap teeth. Were also noted. And recently, the command, based on the coordinated joint operation that was carried out by Tactical Squad, by the River State Police Command and personnel from the Force Intelligence Bureau, the operation was targeted to the disease cult leaders, and they now went to Ebras Forest in Edumode, in Awuda West Local Government area, where they went to exhume the disease or the late Etibaku Hall.
Okay, well, without forensic procedures analysis, you can't be certain for sure that the recovered body is that of Agbashim. So why say parts of the SP's remains have been recovered?
Yes, because we are pretty sure, because it's not everything we bring out to the public domain, but we have a credible intelligence that led to that point where his head was buried, and the command tactical squad went to exhume this call. But we are also taking it for a test, a forensic test, to ascertain that will also give an update of it. Because we said we are going for scientific examination and genetic test. We'll bring it out to the public domain.
Okay, has the reason for the killing of the SP been established? And if yes, what measures have been put in place to forestall a repeat of such incidents in the future?
The Commissioner of Police that we have is a senior police officer, and our officers are having training and training on various causes. And we have our own intel, and he has already lectured our men. So we are trying all our best to ensure such incidents will not occur. And the CP is also trying to curb out crime and criminality in the state and to fish out all these bad eggs.
Okay, can I ask one final one? This particular onslaught that you launched, to crack down on Tubaba and his gangs, has that also led to the discovery of other gangs, in a bid to curb their nefarious activities?
Yes, we have, and some of them are on the hide, and some are coming out to surrender, to bring out their arms, like amnesty that they don't. So this launch has been very useful to the command. And we are also appealing to citizens to join us to fight this crime. The police cannot do it alone. That's why there is a slogan that says, if you see something, say something. So we are also appealing to members of the public, most especially the community in various local governments, to assist the police to combat crime, so that our state will be inevitable for everyone, so that we'll sleep with our eyes closed.
Grace Iringe Koko, PRO, Rivers State Police Command, thank you so much for your time. We'll continue to talk with you to get updates, as we get them from Rivers State.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Enjoy your day.
All right.
Moving on to other stories, the House of Representatives has charged the Transmission Company of Nigeria to urgently restore power in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital. The resolution followed the adoption of a motion titled Call to Resuscitate the Power Transmission Substation in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, moved by the member representing Yenagoa, Kolokuma, Opokuma Federal Constituency, Honorable Oboku Ofoji. Leading the debate on the floor of the House during plenary on Wednesday, Ofoji recalled that 132/33 kV transmission substation serving Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, and its environs was gutted by fire, throwing Yenagoa into complete darkness. The House therefore mandated the Committee on Power to ensure compliance and report to the House for further legislative action.
support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The resolution is coming from Honorable Mary Atikeke. If Honorable Mary is around, please rise and take the second. Thank you very much. I'll proceed with your debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Urgent need to say
Bayelsa State Capital and its environs was gutted by fire, throwing Yenigua into total darkness. Subsequently, the state has been struggling to use only a feeder to supply the 5 feeders. Mr. Speaker, the House is worried that the operational feeder is getting weak, and if urgent step not taken, the feeder will collapse. Cognizant that the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company has been carrying out a remedial service to avert a total collapse of the weak operational feeder.
The Environmental Rights Action / Friends of the Earth Nigeria has urged the federal government to compel Shell to cease gas flaring in the Baratoru community of Yenagoa's local government area in Bayelsa State. This followed a visit to the community by a team from the Yenagoa office led by the program manager and the head of their Niger Delta Resource Center in Bayelsa, Comrade Alagwa Morris. In a statement, the group highlighted concerns raised by the community members regarding the safety and the environmental impact of the flares. Observations during the visit revealed intense gas flaring from Shell's facility, causing significant noise and vibrations that threatened nearby buildings, leading to the closure of a school. The team also noted the spraying of a high-pressure liquid suspected to be water towards the flare, possibly aimed at reducing the heat or reacting with the emitted gases. Community representatives, including the former councillor Sefia Sayo Jones, expressed dismay over Shell's disregard for the well-being, citing sleep disturbances and health hazards caused by the continuous flaring. His Royal Majesty King Bubaraye Dakolo Agada likened the situation to pumping toxic substances into the community's body, warning of potential fatalities due to the harmful emissions. The executive director, Chima Williams, described Shell's action as eco-terrorism, stressing the violation of human rights principles outlined in the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. We'll be welcoming our guest to shed more light on this Shell's exploration activities, but that will be done after this break. Do stay with us.
So, you want to catch more of the glitz, the glam, the latest fashion, the cuisines, the rich culture from weddings, shows, parties, conferences, masterclasses, workshops, awards, festivals, and much more within and outside the Niger Delta? Join Tilly and UM on Event 360 every Saturday by 5 p.m. and a repeat broadcast on Sunday by 3 p.m. and let us take you on a journey on the trends and happenings in the event business within and outside the Niger Delta. For coverage or sponsorship, please call 070-367-07787. Events 360. Attention! All entrepreneurs, small business owners, and shoppers in the city of Uyo, get ready for a rewarding opportunity that will transform your business. Here's introducing the ADBN Trade Fair for SMEs, powered by ADBN Television and Passion 94.5 FM. Project your businesses to another level as the trade fair starts from Thursday, 28th March, and on Easter Friday, Good Friday, March 29th, 2024.
location is Passion FM Avenue, Udodoma Road, Uyo, and it starts from 10 a.m. daily. Registration is 30,000 naira per stand. Hurry to do your bookings now as limited slots are available. Maximize this profitable platform to showcase your products and services. Network with fellow entrepreneurs as you boost sales by attracting new customers and get unbelievable discounts on quality items. For more information and registration, call our hotlines now on 0802 368 2484 or 0703 129 4721, or you visit our official handles at ADBN_TV and Passion 94.5 FM Uyo across all social media platforms. Mark your calendars to participate and attend, as the ADBN Passion FM Trade Fair for SMEs is where dreams become reality.
Welcome back. Now joining us in the studio to throw more light on the impact of Shell's exploration activities in the region is the chairman, Nigerian Environmental Society, Akwa Ibom State Chapter, Dr. Godwin Udofia. Dr. Godwin, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about the activities of Shell and its impact, especially in the atmosphere where it operates. What are the adverse effects of this exploration if it continues unabated?
I think the major problem there is the institution of good practices, global practices. We know in terms of gas flaring, Nigeria is listed, I think, number 7 globally, number 7, and I think number 1 in Africa. But I want to say that in most other climes, there are other things they bring in before they go into flaring. One, flaring site should not be close to where people are living. It's supposed to be constructed away. Gather the gas, take it through a pipe, very far from where people are living. 2, currently I think vertical flaring is what is more or less acceptable. Horizontal flaring is not acceptable. So Shell had been involved in carrying out, in most cases, vertical flaring. Now, the reason why the horizontal flaring, the reason why the vertical flaring is good is because the stack is extended far into the so that, yes, air turbulence at that level can help disperse most of the emissions. But the vertical reason is the one does not allow that dissipation to take place effectively. Now, when they combust, it's CO2 that is the major byproduct. Carbon dioxide, which we know is a very potent greenhouse gas. Methane is also there. In other instances, you have sulfur dioxide. Now, the sulfur dioxide, when it mixes with moisture, it comes down as acid rain. So, the other 2 gases, the methane and the CO2, are potent greenhouse gases. So, in essence, flaring is not the best option, because there are other options to that flaring.
Let us talk about these other options, because the environmental impact of this flaring is one that cannot be overemphasized. I know that the conversation of this environmental impact has been on for quite some time. You have been championing that conversation here in Akwa Ibom State. What are these other options that would have been explored instead of the, the option that Shell is using?
In 1979, the federal government of Nigeria came up with a plan they call Gas Reinjection Act. Gas reinjection. And I think in 2008, they came up again with the gas master plan. And I think recently, around 2020 or thereabout, there was another one they call gas commercialization program. Now, these three different things were to make sure that we don't flare. We needed to utilize the gas. The amount of money in terms of flared gas is enough to provide a reasonable revenue to the nation. That's number one. Number two, the tonnage of CO2 that is being released. Most of those stacks stay combusted 24/7. It's always like that. If you want to really get an experience of this, have you been to the terminal before? You've not terminal, you've not been. In fact, just find time and get there. You will really understand what this community are talking about. In the night, you can't sleep because your night is like the day. It breaks sleeping cycle. When your sleep cycle is broken, it has a mental effect. The gases emitted, those that are asthmatic, and even those that don't have respiratory problems, you are bound to get one. So, flaring is not the best option. Is to reutilize. Look for a way, bring in the technology, put in the money, and then reutilize. If that is done, most problems associated with the gas flaring would have ended. In the Niger Delta, I think we have over 170 flare sites.
That's a lot.
170. Akwa Ibom boasts of close to 40-something. 40-something flare sites. So if this is allowed to continue, we are losing revenue because we could reutilize the gas. We are losing revenue. The health of the people are impacted seriously.
As your parting,
the climate change also is
as your parting shot, especially in this era of climate change conversations, we know that Nigeria has been going to all the summits internationally, especially to discuss the issue of climate change. What advice would you give, especially in the face of what's going on with this gas flaring?
If we are serious, because seriousness and commitment are two different things. Are we serious that we really want to tackle climate change? If we are serious, I think one of the major steps to take is to curb gas flaring. Because one of the things that releases so much amount of CO2 into the atmosphere is gas flaring. It's gas flaring. So, and this issue is so common within the Niger Delta region, because this is where the oil, are extracted. So the process, the technology they are using is that they must flare because of the pressure from the extracted well. They must, because if they don't flare, they may have blowout and things like that. But that is not a good excuse. A good excuse is that why don't you rechannel this gas, process it into whatever domestic gas and whatever, and this, so that we gain revenue again for the state, and then make sure that the health of the citizens are guaranteed.
Well, I must thank you very much, Dr. Godwin Udofia, State Chairman, Nigerian Environmental Society, Akwa Ibom Chapter. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Moving on, we go straight to Edo State, where the police command had ordered the arrest of a police officer caught assaulting a woman in a viral video. Now, in that video, the Commissioner of Police in Edo State, who ordered the arrest, Funsho Adigboye, said Sergeant Samuel Imako, stationed at Irueken Police Station, was identified as the officer seen slapping the woman, Mercy Ajayi. CP Adigboye also directed the initiation of an orderly room trial against the officer by the Special Marshal. Spokesperson for the command, Chidi Nwa Bizo, stated that Imako, when brought before the commissioner, admitted to the assault, claiming the woman had first slapped him during the arrest. The woman was apprehended for allegedly stealing human hair from a hotel. The 63 Brigade of the Nigerian Army has apprehended 8 members of a family engaged in weapon manufacturing in Onitsha, Olona, in Aniocha North local government area of Delta State. The family-run factory has a production capacity of up to 10 guns weekly. Among those arrested are the 20-year-old mastermind, his father, mother, and sister. The facility comprises a surveillance post, a remote-connected generator, an iron smelting oven, and a stockpile of arms and ammunition. Commander of the 63 Brigade, Brigadier General Ugochukwu Onachukwu, revealed that the recovered items included materials for making improvised explosive devices, also known as IEDs, like shrapnel, detonators, and containers. Addressing newsmen, Onachukwu also emphasized the association of IEDs and drones with IPOB and the Eastern Security Network in the region. He also noted modifications to AK-47 magazines, enabling them to carry out 60 rounds rather than the standard 30. The prime suspect, Emmanuel Ebuka, confessed to renting arms to criminals, stating that he didn't charge a fee but accepted whatever his clients offered. His parents acknowledged awareness of his illegal activities but denied knowledge of his arms dealings. Oba Owari II of Benin has expressed belief that despite the challenges the economy is facing in this time, there's still hope for Nigeria. Owari, addressing attendees at the Universal Week of Prayers organized by the Benin City Christian community in his palace, the revered monarch drew inspiration from Psalm 23 verses 1, expressing gratitude for the support received since his ascension to the throne. He reassured Nigerians not to exhibit fear, emphasizing that better days lie ahead, and invoked divine protection for all. Owari II of Benin, the chairman of the Benin Christian Association Manpower, God's Power, Egbonhwa, lauded the Oba for his commitment to religious activities and his participation in the 2024 annual prayers themed God is our refuge and strength. Ogbonhwa highlighted the increasing social challenges globally, urging believers to adhere to God's commandments to experience his blessings and avoid afflictions. Let's go to Abia State, where the governor, Dr. Alex Oti, has urged the management of Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, to thoroughly investigate the recent student protest that led to the closure of the school, emphasizing the importance of preventing future unrest. He gave the address when management staff of the university paid him a visit, stressing that academic disruptions are detrimental to the future of the younger generation. The governor pledged to collaborate with the university and stakeholders to facilitate the resumption of full academic activities, highlighting the need for an impartial investigation to identify and address the root cause of the protest. In addition, Governor Oti disclosed plans to establish an Agric Business Incubation Center at the university and instructed relevant officials to engage with the institution on the matter. He also assured the university regarding a court case concerning unremitted payee, stressing the government's intention to withdraw the suit for out-of-court settlement. Moreover, Oti committed to addressing issues hindering the university from obtaining a certificate of occupancy for its land through engagement with the university and the host communities. Now, in Edo State, few weeks after the Edo State governorship primaries, Deputy Governor Comrade Philip Schreiber has petitioned the Federal High Court in Abuja seeking to invalidate the governorship indirect primary election of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The move comes after two separate primaries occurred, one producing Asue Igodalo at Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin, and another at Schreiber's official residence on the Commercial Avenue Government Reservation area, Benin, where he emerged the winner. In the meantime, Governor Godwin Obaseki has endorsed Igodalo as his successor in the lawsuit with the reference number FHC/ABJ/S. I beg your pardon there. Counsel to Schreiber, Doyin Awuyale SAN, also requested the court to direct the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to annul the purported primary election and withdraw Igodalo's certificate of return. Furthermore, Schreiber aims to prevent Igodalo from being recognized as the PDP standard bearer in the upcoming Edo gubernatorial election scheduled for September 21st, 2024, citing violations of the PDP's constitution and the Electoral Act. The impeachment saga involving Edo State Deputy Governor Right Honorable Philip Schreiber has taken a religious dimension, as 7 Catholic organizations have urged the Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, to halt the impeachment proceedings. The organization include Catholic Action Nigeria, CAN, and the Catholic lawyers, who emphasize the importance of peace ahead of the governorship election. They highlighted efforts by religious leaders led by Archbishop Most Reverend Augustine Akubeze to immediately and urgently caution to prevent the perception of political witch hunting. Agbebaku, in response, stated his role as a servant leader to all 24 members of the House of Assembly, indicating his commitment to implementing their decisions collectively. In the meantime, Edo State Deputy Governor Philip Schreiber has denied being served with the impeachment notice from the State House of Assembly, as alleged by the Speaker, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebaku. We go to Ondo State, where the Ondo State House of Assembly has been embroiled in controversy following the Speaker's announcement of the House's support for Governor Ayedatiwa's governorship bid. A faction of the Assembly, comprising 13 members, has distanced themselves from the endorsement, passing a vote of no confidence on the Speaker. They argue that the Speaker has not officially endorsed any governorship aspirant and criticize the Speaker for his unilateral declaration, which they view as damaging the integrity of the House. Let's talk some sports now. Rivers United set to clash with the reigning champions USM Alger in CAF Confederations Cup finals. Now, Nigeria's sole representative in Africa's inter-club competition, Rivers United, is set to confront the reigning champions USM Alger in the quarterfinals of the current CAF Confederations Cup. The match up was determined by the draw, which held in Cairo, Egypt on Tuesday. Rivers United, who secured its place in the quarterfinals by finishing second in the Group C, seeks to reach the semi-finals for the first time in their history, aiming to emulate Yimba's 2018 feat. Captain Nyama Nwagwa expressed the team's determination to surpass last season's performance, emphasizing their readiness to face any challenge. The quarterfinals also feature intriguing matchups such as an all-Egyptian clash between Future FC and Zamalek, as well as encounters between Abu Salim and Aris Bakane and Dreams FC and Stade Malien. If Rivers United advances past USM Alger, they will confront the victors of the Abu Salim versus Bakane match in the semi-finals. The first leg of the quarterfinals is scheduled for March 31st, with a return leg slated for April 7. Now, the recent migration from Wike to Fubara's camp by grassroots coordinators of the PDP has been generating conversations, and we intend to explore that. To shed more light on the political landscape in the People's Democratic Party in Rivers State, the Publicity Secretary of the PDP in Rivers State, Honorable Tambari Bara, is joining us live there. Honorable Tambara, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Honorable, let's go straight to the issue at hand. What is the significance of this GDI in Rivers politics?
Well, the Grassroots Development Initiative, otherwise known as GDI, is a political pressure group that was formed in 2013, then to drum support for President Goodluck Jonathan as at that time, and because of the face-off that was going on between President Goodluck Jonathan and the then Governor of Rivers State, Right Honorable Chibike Rotimi Amechi. And as events unfolded, the grand patron of the GDI is the Honorable Minister of the FCT, His Excellency Yeso Wike. So as events unfolded politically in the state, the GDI also drummed support for the former governor, who is now Minister of FCT. It was a vehicle with which the struggle for power that saw the former governor take over power from Right Honorable Chibike Rotimi Amechi to become governor of Rivers State. So that is the organization that's the platform with which the former governor came into power alongside the party. You know, before then, the party had issues which was subject to litigation. And so since we could not operate on the party, the GDI was the vehicle. Along the line, we got victory from the party angle, which brought Bro Felix Obua as the state chairman of People's Democratic Party. And so we took off from there.
Okay, can you kindly, elaborate the reasons cited by ONUO for the GDI, the coordinators, withdrawing their support, if we may know these reasons?
Come again, please.
I said, kindly tell us the reasons put forward by ONUO for the GDI, that's these coordinators, withdrawing their support.
Well, the reason is quite obvious, because PDP is in Rivers State is one family, like you know, and over the years, it's been from one generation to the other, because up to today, we still reference Dr. Peter Dili as the father of modern democracy in Rivers State, yet he left office since 2007. And so PDP in Rivers State is one family. It's been coming from one generation to the other, and that's how it has been. And for all this while, when a governor emerges, the people supports the governor or the government of the day. And right now, what we have as the government of the day is that is being led by His Excellency Sasimila Ifubara. So Onuwo and his people, maybe after seeing the antecedents of the governor, and I've thought it wise that the right thing is for everybody to support the governor, because that is how it has been. So that has been the tradition. So Onuwo and his people feel not to be left out.
Governor, can you tell us the implication of this in the political landscape of Rivers State?
Well, for me, I don't really see it as a switching of allegiance. for me, I see it as young people who have searched their conscience and they feel they should do the right thing. And what this will do to our politics in River State is that it will make everybody who is a youth, to realize that this is the time when Rivers youths need to rise up and take their destiny in their hands. The governor we have today is a youth, he's a young man like every one of us. And so what importance this will do for Rivers politics is, so it's a kind of a reawakening to the conscience of all Rivers youths that the right thing needs to be done, at least for this period that Sasimila Ifuba, His Excellency, is the governor of Rivers State. It needs the support of all the youths.
Well, what about the accusation made by the FCT minister, especially about the destruction of political infrastructure? The structure, that he built, that many times he said he's built. What's your take about that particular accusation that they're trying to destroy his political structure?
When you talk about structure, when the governor emerges, he inherits the party as a leader of the party. And by section, he inherits every other structure. He inherits everything, both assets and liability. So I think the issue of structure or no structure is for me is inconsequential. The truth of the matter is that whatever there is a rift between these two leaders, we are hoping that by the grace of God to be resolved. I know it's not structure because it's one family. Where did the sinful brother come from? It came from the Wike stock. Wike family, every one of us are members of the Wike political family, which is by extension from that of Dr. Peter Dili, right from time. So politics is a game that sometimes disagreements will always come in. But after the period of disagreements, the people come up stronger because of what has gone on or happened. There will be mutual respect, of each other's opinion, and I think that will position us better.
Honorable Tam, as the dust is trying to settle politically in the Rivers, situation, don't you suppose this switching of camp from, supporting Wike to supporting the incumbent, don't you think it will stoke the political fire in the state again? You don't suppose that may happen as a result of this switch?
No, well, that's what I'm telling you, that we are all one family. Sometimes when issues like this come up, there are certain people who feel it's an opportunity, for them to make gains. That is the way I see it. We are all one political family, and I think in the near future, nearly everybody will understand that we need to do the right thing. What do I call the right thing? The right thing is supporting the government of the day. We cannot have campaigned for Sasimila Ifubara around the 23 local governments and then struggle fought for him to become governor, and now that he's governor, we now say we are not going to support him. That is the wrong thing. So for me, I see anybody who is supporting His Excellency Sasimila Ifubara in Rivers State as doing the right thing. And for those who are doing otherwise, are the ones who are not doing the right thing, and they have their reasons. And I believe that their conscience will equally speak to them, just as it has done to Collins, who is the state coordinator of all the coordinators of GDI in the state. That same spirit will speak to the conscience of every other person involved, to shield their sword, because it's a needless crisis, and let us work together for the interest of the state.
Honorable, before I let you go, one final one. The GDI, before making this move, did they try to reconcile the incumbent with his predecessor, knowing that, you're all one family, as you've constantly said?
Of course, in the speech of Collins, one of the things he said is because they have made efforts to see to it that there is a lasting peace in the states, but they don't see this happening. And there are no cogent reasons given as to why, first and foremost, the assembly wanted to impeach the governor. Because his tenure was just 3 months into office, which is not enough time for anybody to assess any government. And secondly, the lingering crisis, they don't see it to be healthy and for the good of the youth of the state, of River State. And therefore, they decided to take their destiny in their hands by, coming to the governor to say, we are here to work with you.
Well, Honorable Tambari Barra, we must thank you, the State Publicity Secretary of the PDP in River State. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be talking to you very soon.
Most welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right. And that's a wrap on the program today. Hope you enjoyed every part of it. Make it a date with us again tomorrow. Until then, my name is Ike Chukujue. Keep enjoying the rest of our program. Bye for now.